Yeah, I have this rat problem now. Yeah, it's just like a bunch of yellow rats everywhere. I don't know, they say like Chew and Pika and variations. How can you get out here? How long will that take? 2 weeks? I don't know. Maybe I should do this myself. There's one right now! Not so fast! This time I'll defeat you, yellow rat! Go Mousetrap! Stronger than you look. Well, this time I choose rat poison. Go! Darn! Well, I was just warming up. Time for the ultimate mousetrap. Pokeball, go!
Pikachu!
Oh man, Pikachu, you've defeated me! You know what, Pikachu? Maybe we should put aside our differences and become friends. I'm not a fighter, I'm a painter. What's that? You want to go on adventures? Me too! Let's go! Well, Pikachu, I had a really fun day today. Say, do you want to do a painting too?
Pikachu.
Wow, you already have your paintbrush ready. Oh boy, after you get my supplies, I'll be right back. Alright, Pikachu, you ready to paint?
Pikachu?
Awesome, me too. Just gotta say before we get started, I am a huge Pokemon fan. Dude, back in the 90s, getting those Pokemon cards, watching the show, buying all the merchandise. Yeah, I didn't have any money, but my allowance money that I worked really hard watching my parents' dishes. My favorite Pokemon to this date is Venusaur, and I got a first edition holographic version, so super funny. My brother bought me my first pack of Pokemon cards for my birthday, and this was the very first holographic I ever got. After he saw that, he's like, oh, can I have that pack back? I was like, no! So, Venusaur is definitely my favorite Pokemon. Also love Raichu, first edition, Ram. And my favorite bug Pokemon is Pinsir. He just looks so cool, man. Yeah! Cards aside, let's get to painting. Now, I was thinking about basing this scene off of one of the many scenes you see in the Pokemon series. I watched like 10 episodes of Pokemon this morning. There's always the same scenario. Ash and his friends coming out of like a woods and like overlooking a town down below. I think a pretty cool scene to represent is Viridian City. Whenever, you know, Pikachu gets hurt and he has to take him to like the Pokemart or Poke Center, whatever, Nurse Joy. You're gonna have the foreground in the woods, you're gonna have a city, and then you're gonna have like this mountainous landscape as you see everywhere all over the show. Let's get started. Alright, as always, let's take our 2-inch brush, go into the liquid white, and I just want to put liquid white across the top portion of the sky here. We'll leave the bottom for the forest, so you'll see what I mean in a second here. So get some liquid on there and just go across the top like this. Nice even coat. Alright, just something like this, kind of have like a dip down in the middle. Let it go all the way across, make sure it's all smooth. Ready to paint. And we'll just start off with the sky here. We're going to take some of our Ultramarine Blue, get some of that on the brush, and some titanium white. Mix a little pile up like that. Nice blue sky in Ash Ketchum land. Push it on there. And some X strokes here. Like always, we're going to start at the top pretty heavy, and then as we go down, we're going to have it fade off into white. Simple as that. Alright, have a nice little sky there. Now, let's put some clouds in. Take your 2-inch brush, go heavy into the titanium white on just the one side, and actually just the one little tip, so as you see right there. Whoop. And take it and just think like a cloud. Tap it in there. We'll eventually go over this and smooth it out, but think how clouds would be in the land of Pokemon. I guess with the highlight up being on this side, I guess the light source is coming this way. So just make sure everything on this side is all light and bright. Sometimes it's alright to be a little loose. Kind of makes it interesting in the painting, so don't think you have to be perfect with your clouds or your sky. Say, man, this is your world. Alright, after we're done putting our floating friends in the sky, let's go ahead and add some mountains in the background. If you ever see the show, there's mountains like everywhere in every scene, but they're really pastel-y, watercolor looking mountains, so I guess you could just take your 1-inch brush, and I have this, what is this called? I don't know what it's called. Viridian Hue. I have this Viridian Hue green, and I'm going to load some up there with a 1-inch brush. Go into your Ultramarine Blue. So you gotta have like a bluish, greenish, faraway fade for the mountains. And I take that back. I'm actually going to use a palette knife because it's going to dig into the canvas here. Aha! Palette knife. Same deal. Just get some of that color on there. I'm going to mix this around with the palette knife a bit. That should be good enough. Grab some and go in here. We're just going to pull it down like this. And this is really the shaping out part of the mountain, so I'm going to go back over this with a brush, so don't worry if it looks all kind of crazy right now. But we're just kind of getting some mountains in the background here. Alright, we got some mountains on there. So now let's take our 1-inch brush and let's smooth it out. Alright, now after you have it all filled in there, I had some highlights to the one side of the mountain, so I'm actually going to take the same color we have there, the green, the blue, add a little bit of the cadmium yellow pale hue to the mix, just to brighten that up, and a lot more of the white. Alright, once you have it on the brush, just hit the one side of the mountain, come down here, just do a little bit of dabbing, and put some highlights on here. Alright, something like that. Now, I actually don't want this mountain to go down this far. I'm actually going to make a line because there's going to be a town right here. So just take that same color. I'm going to cut it off, say, right here. And this is going to be like the horizon line for the town. So we'll just do the town color. I'm also going to sketch out the rest of the nature-esque things I want to have around here. Take a smaller brush here. I'll use this one. And I'm going to go into my sap green. I'm just going to take it here and sketch out where I want the trees to be in the foreground. So you're actually going to be covering this up with some trees. I have some bushes here. Some more bushes over here. Got a tree I wanted to... This one's probably going to be really big. We'll have it come out like this. So this is just kind of puts in perspective of what is to come. Also, it kind of makes it a little less intimidating since you see all the space here. The city is going to be just in this spot here, and this is obviously going to be the foreground with all the foresty colors, so yeah, let's get to the city. Alright, well now we're going to do the iconic Viridian City in this area here. Now, don't shy away from this. This is actually like one of the most fun parts in this painting. I'll teach you a little trick, because we're going to have to use 1-point perspective. Now, the lazy man's way of 1-point perspective, get a string, and make sure you find your center point, so it would be right here. You take the string, pop it there. I'm going to take my paintbrush real quick, just make a few notes here. So this is center. You put it here. There's another vantage point. Put it over here. There's another vantage point. So already you have an idea of all the vantage points coming from the main source area. So with this information, now we can do little blocks and little buildings and just have a good time. I'm going to get some gray on the brush. So we'll take our palette, the black, the white here, make some gray. Like I'm going to make these the roads here. Coming down like that. And make sure, you know, as it comes down towards us, it gets bigger and bigger. So start off small, pull, get bigger and bigger. So there's 2 roads. And really it's kind of like a grid system, so we have roads here. If we have a street, just a straight line across. So as you can see, I kind of made like a little grid system, and we're just going to fill in these places with some green grass and add some houses and whatnot. So I'm going to switch up back to the green. Let me get a new brush here. Let's go into your sap green. Sap green. Get some cadmium yellow. Touch of the white. I'm going to fill in these grid systems here. And it's okay if you vary this color here and there. That's that one. Maybe this guy's grass is greener on this side. You never know, man. Maybe this guy takes better care of his lawn. This is just kind of an idea of a base of a city, and in each one we can put a house, so you might not see all of this covered up, but it's a good start. Alright, for this next part, I'm going to have to take you in a little closer so you can see all the detail in the buildings. Let's go!
Alright, for this part, you're really just going to want to vary your colors a lot. I won't go into every single building I'm putting down, but as long as you follow the basic notion of filling in gaps with different colors, and if the buildings are further away, try to make them smaller and more faded into the atmospheric color. But if they're closer, put a little bit more detail and make sure they're on a larger scale. So, yeah, for this part, just play around with colors.
Oh, hello! As you can see, I'm just rubbing the excess paint off here with the sock. Makes it easier to paint on top. We're going to have a tree here and here, so just take a sock or something and rub it off. Alright, so next up, take your 1-inch brush, go into your sap green. We haven't used that yet. Sap green. Take a little bit of the Ultramarine Blue. A little bit of yellow. And we're just going to map out the trees here. Now, you can just take it and dab it on here. Makes it look like leaves and stuff, so. And then you can really see how the color change. It pushes the mountains way back there. It's more full of contrast. It builds the illusion of the depth of field. There's the top of a tree. Now I'm going to put some other trees down the bank here, and then we'll go over top of them with some trunks. It's always important to switch up the flavor every so often, so that's that tree color. Maybe this one behind here, I'm going to use a little bit more of the yellow. Touch some titanium white on there. Because if you look at a forest, it's amazing how many different shades of green you see in the trees. It's alright. Don't worry about it. This is your Pokemon world. Yeah. Catch 'em all. Dash. Catch 'em. So we'll put some detail on this side in a second. I just don't want this side to feel left out. You know, it's an empty side. He needs some happy tree friends. So load your brush with sap green. Get it on there. And what we use? We use a little bit of sap green, a little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow. Soak it in there. Alright, something like that. Now, for this next part, we're going to really just fill the full contrast of the grass in front of us. Get a lot of yellow on your brush. You kind of have to compete with this area here, so make sure it's just as full of contrast as you can. I'm going to do some of this, some of the Viridian green. That's pretty full of contrast. Yeah, something like that. And some tips and tricks to make it look like it's closest to you is, you know, show individual blades of the grass. You know, show like, you know, rocks, maybe some like mushrooms or something like that. Just really elements that are close up that you wouldn't see far away. But we'll just fill it in. It's a fun looking color. Alright, and once you basically have all that filled in, let's focus on the highlights and the shadows of this new plane we just added. So this would be the foreground. Now if you all know where our light source is coming from, it's coming from this direction, as indicated on the mountains in the distance. Got like light up there. So we can continue with that notion that the light's coming this way. So we're going to really highlight this tree on this side, and then this tree we're going to have like a shadow and have it kind of coming over in this area here too. So we'll start with the light. That color, it was sap green, a little bit of yellow, a little bit of blue. Get that same color, let's add a lot of white to it now. So that not only brightens it, but also makes it more opaque. And I'm also going to add a little bit more yellow too. So yellow and white to that initial tree mixture. I'm trying to exaggerate too. And just think of it how it would touch a tree. So you just pop it on here and there. There you go. Kind of jumble the brush up and down. Do a little tree dance. Yeah. Alright, now for this side, we're going to do the same thing. Instead of having all these highlights, we're going to have some shadow on the inside and leave the medium tone there. Let's go and do our Ultramarine Blue. And really just kind of hit it with some blue on this side. Blue always shows shadow. If you ever go to like a beach or whatever, or see some natural shadows, you always see some blue in there. Now we almost forgot to add the trunks to our trees. Go ahead and get a 1/4 inch brush. Go into your burnt umber. Burnt umber. A little bit of the Ultramarine Blue. A bit of the Alizarin Crimson. Something like that. And you're just painting right over all the detail you made with all the trees. Now I want this bush to be in front of this, so I'm actually going to stop the trunk, so the trunks to be right there. Whoop! It's going to stop right in front of that tree, or right in front of that bush. Something like that. You know, the limbs, just bring them on out here. They'd be covered up by those leaves there. It peeks through here and there. Same with over here. Same color. Alright, now since this is a Pokemon painting, we have to put some Pokemon references. So I was just thinking about putting a few in the foreground. Some simple ones like Geodude, yeah, that's Pokemon. Rock Pokemon. So we'll pop it in there, put a few Pokemons. First and foremost, let's get some rock color on there. Make a Geodude. What is that? Some white. Some black. Yeah. Put like a rock here. You know, we should like camouflage them. Put like an actual boulder here, and he'll just be like chilling by the boulder. It'd be awesome in real life. You just see like this little rock monster walking down the street. I'd say hi. While we're at it, I always get carried away. There are rocks everywhere, man. Well, we'll put them right here. Okay, so there he is. His little arms. Little fists. Put some highlights on him here. Get some black for his eyes. Yeah, Geodude. Alright, what else are we gonna do here? We could put a Weedle in there. That's an easy one. Take some yellow, take some cadmium red. Make some orange. Get some Weedle color here. I don't know, maybe just slinking through the grass here. Little face. And you're probably gonna pick up all the colors, so you'll have to go back a few coats here to really make them shine. Alright, I know he has like a little spike on him. Whoop. Right there. Right there. He has like a red nose. The red nose Weedle. That reminds me of that one guy from Mario, right? What else can we do? forest Pokemon. I guess like a Caterpie. That's a thing too. No, let's do a Metapod. Yeah, let's do like a Metapod hanging from a tree. All right, that's like a crazy green color. I need a new brush. I got a bunch of brushes going on right now. That's all right though. That's painting, man. Switch your mind up in a second. All right, let's get a nice Metapod-y color. I'd say some Viridian green, some white. It's really just a simple guy just hanging out. Alrighty. Metapod. Let's slap from the trees. I think I see him like hanging from the trees and whatever. There he is. Little nose. I'll have to put some detail work on all these Pokemans. Put one over here. Metapod just hanging out. You know, we've got some other Pokemon. We got Diglett, we got Pikachu. Yeah, man, I painted you, little guy. And you got Metapod, you got Geodude. Yeah, it's a Pokemon world out there. Well, I sure had a lot of fun. Hey, Pikachu, what did you paint?